You're listening to the I Like That Story podcast, Season 2, Episode 13, Both Halves of No Loaf. Today's story brought to you by Evolution Consulting, nationwide image professionals for styling, speaking, and stage. I'm an idea guy. I love new ideas, crackpot ideas, practical ideas. I consider them like a form of a crossword puzzle that exercises part of my mind, especially inventions. You know, me and a buddy of mine were actually finalists in an invention contest a number of years ago. Maybe someday I'll tell you about it. But today is about somebody else's invention, an invention I heard about over a series of break room lunches many years ago. These two guys from opposite ends of the building with different skill sets. One guy a salesperson, the other a maintenance worker. Both liked to hunt and fish, and the maintenance guy had a problem shoehorning his four-wheeler, boat, and other equipment into his shed. "I wish there was a quick way to move heavy things in tight spaces," he said. Well, like I said before, half of a good invention is finding a good problem. Once you find a good problem, all you got to do is solve it, and voila, you're an inventor. So these two guys start daydreaming and doodling. The maintenance guy penciled out sketches, the sales guy checked and researched ideas, offered suggestions. The conversations would sound like, well, what if we did this, or maybe we should do this. And finally, one day, the sales guy said, "You know, we really ought to patent this." I was eating lunch with them, and like a switch was thrown, I could absolutely see a change in the conversation. Because when you say the word patent, you're implying product, which means manufacturing, which means profits, which means money. All of a sudden, the pronoun changed. Now, the maintenance guy with the prototype in his shed started saying, "I was thinking that I would," and "I'm talking to a banker that I know," and "I'm going to check with distributors that I know." The sales guy got the hint. About a week of this, and he said, "Hey, it's your idea mostly. I think it's a good one. If you need help with it, let me know. I'd like to be a part of it." And that was the end of it. Every once in a while, I'd bring it up with the maintenance guy. He'd shrug and say there was a little problem or issue. I couldn't help but notice that a lot of those problems could have been handled by the sales guy, but I kept my mouth shut. At least he now had the whole loaf to himself and didn't need to worry about sharing it. I pretty much forgot about it until a few years later. I was thumbing through a catalog and saw what looked like the same device for sale. I brought the catalog to work and showed it to the maintenance guy. "Hey, is this yours?" "Nah," he said. So I guess somebody else must have found the problem, solved the problem, made the product, and shared the profit. And his one-word answer is the story of how you can turn a half a loaf into a whole loaf into no loaf. Anyway, that's the story. If you want to get a free newsletter that features one good story and 3 bad dad jokes, I send it out once a month. Shoot me a message on my website, ilikethatstory.net, and I'll make sure you get a copy in your email. Until next time, I'm Jeff Gould. God bless.